I think it's time for the Chargers to evaluate themselves as we look into the offseason for these teams that barely did not make the playoffs. They're in no man's land. They're in the in-between of wild card or not. And the problem with the Chargers isn't talent. We know this. You know this. We watched Justin Herbert become, I don't know, prime Aaron Rodgers on 4th down. And he played fantastic against the Raiders. He played to the best of his abilities. And that Raiders game epitomizes what the Chargers are right now. A fan base that is non-existent. A stadium that can't be filled by a team that is overwhelmed with talent. You have Derwin James, Joey Bosa. It is rare that you get a season where all these guys are healthy. Keenan Allen is aging. Mike Williams has blossomed. Austin Eckler has blossomed as well. You hit it out of the park with Rashawn Slater, one of the best offensive linemen in the entire NFL. And yet, the problem with the Chargers is hard to see. But the truth of it is, they aren't physical enough. They're like the Cowboys of the AFC, and we just saw the Cowboys get first rounded. That's why you're seeing these videos back to back. These teams both have one very glaring problem, and is that their front seven is not up to par. Joey Bosa is a great player. He's a great pass rusher. Micah Parsons is a great pass rusher, not comparable in play styles. At the same time, they are both very good at getting to the quarterback and very fast, very agile. But when it comes to the grit and grind of the game and going up the middle, Josh Jacobs exposed them, and we just watched the Deebo Samuel-led 49ers expose the Cowboys as well. And even though those games were both close, one being a playoff game, one being a regular season game that's practically a playoff game, we watched that they were not up to par to win a game when it's close, when you need those first downs. All the flash of these deep touchdowns and these miraculous plays by wide receivers and quarterbacks, there's only so much you can do. And both show limitations at the head coach position. And that's something I want to talk about specifically when it comes to the Chargers, because if Jim Harbaugh is available, I would drop the bag to go get him, and that would be the same thing for the Cowboys. I feel like an upgrade at head coach could take this franchise to the next level. And if I'm the Chargers and whatever pick I have, I don't know if they have a first-round pick or a second-round pick this year. Maybe neither. That's the case for a lot of teams. I would go get, I don't know, a defensive tackle to go plug up the middle. They need linebackers that can stop the run. I'm struggling to think, oh, go get Jordan Davis from Georgia. A guy that could just, your one job is to stop the run up the middle and play a Vita Vea type of role. They need a Vita Vea type of player on both of these teams, the Chargers and the Cowboys, who both played each other and had a fantastic game and showed that they're on equal footing. But at the same time, they're on equal footing of a first-round exit. The Chargers, if they made the playoffs, honestly, I think they would have lost in the first round to whoever they played. Even if it was the Bengals, it would have been a great battle. But at the same time, I would have taken the Bengals. You want to know why? Because they are the more physical team. Defensively, they showed that against the Raiders, they were one of the more physical teams. And that's why I think they have a chance against the Titans, but I think the Titans are going to keep Joe Burrow off the field. I've said that before in my previous predictions. But back to the Chargers. This was the year to really strike iron while it's hot, because now Keenan Allen's a little bit older. You're not guaranteed to have health throughout the entire season like you did, like the Dallas Cowboys did this year. They weren't healthy throughout the entire year, but they were mostly healthy. And those are the seasons you don't want to miss out on. Those are the seasons that you really can't let waste, because it's not guaranteed you're always going to have these guys available. And when you do have them available throughout an entire season, or you have a guy that has broken out and most likely can't match the same productivity that he had next year. I don't think Trayvon Diggs is going to match the productivity. I think Mike Williams potentially could go to another team. I don't think Keenan Allen is going to improve much. I don't think Austin Eckler is going to meet the same standards as he did this year. And Austin Eckler played fantastic this year. I think he's going to be a great fantasy pick, but I don't know if he's going to add a win total or be able to meet what he did this year. And I think Justin Herbert showed that he can only get better, but at what point can Justin Herbert carry this team? I look at you, Brandon Staley. You are why I hate analytics, especially with football and a lot of sports. I think analytics are, I don't hate them. I think they could be beneficial, but when you base your entire play calling off of it, I mean, we just watched two back-to-back terrible coaching blunders. One, not analytical at all. One was idiot's logic of, I'm going to run a quarterback sneak because the defense isn't going to expect it, and then expect that I'm going to be able to get one more play off, waste 14 seconds off a play clock, and potentially get 3 plays. Now I only have 2. And in that situation, every play matters. And now you're going for it on every fourth down, not getting your points. We watched while Kyle Shanahan is the more superior coach between both of them. I know the Niners didn't play the Chargers. Kyle Shanahan, in a league where everyone's going for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 3, he took his points. And guess what? At the end of the day, that's what won them the next football game, and that's why they're in the divisional with a severely less talented quarterback and a more creative offense and a more physical defense that wasn't healthy all year and wasn't healthy during that Cowboys game. The Chargers are not a physical team. They're not physical enough to always go for it. And for a coach that is a defensive-minded head coach and you regress defensively from an already really bad defense and a really weak linebacker and front seven core outside of Joey Bosa, this Chargers team is severely top-heavy. They are severely top-heavy, and that is what becomes their blunders because the expectations are set so high, and they should be when you have Justin Herbert at quarterback and you're watching Joe Burrow right now blossom. And right now, Joe Burrow's top 5. I would take Joe Burrow over Justin Herbert right now. Oh, wait. No, I'm not going to say that. You know what? I will say that. Joe Burrow right now, I think, not talent-wise. Because if we're going by talent, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is one. But there's more to football than talent. And I would take Joe Burrow over Justin Herbert right now. I think Joe Burrow has the intangibles that I have not seen from a young quarterback in a long time. The ability to stay cool in the moment is something like I haven't seen. I never watched Joe Montana, but I've been told that he's Joe Cool for a reason. And from watching highlights of him and hearing the stories and watching the documentaries of Joe Montana, it's hard not to say that Joe Burrow has some similarities. That's the truth of it. There's some similarities between the two when it comes to in the moment, does he step up to the plate and make the throws that he needs to? And Justin Herbert has that. I'm not saying he doesn't. His team is also limiting him, and I think Joe Burrow is doing more with a less talented team. They don't have a Derwin James. They don't have a Joey Bosa. They have a Ted Hendrickson, who's playing fantastic football, by the way. I'm not discrediting. I think a lot of players on the Bengals are being severely underrated right now, such as Mike Hilton and others. That defense overall is being very underrated, but I don't know if they're going to have a chance against Tennessee. I know this is kind of all over the place, but I'm just frustrated with the Chargers because there's so much talent. It's hard to have a team stay healthy, especially a team like the Chargers. They should understand that the most. They've been one of the least healthy teams in the entire NFL. Through the past couple years, you couldn't get Keenan Allen healthy. You couldn't get Austin Eckler healthy. You couldn't get Derwin James healthy for practically 3 years. Joey Bosa had a torn ACL. And finally, they all got relatively healthy throughout the season, and you couldn't capitalize even a playoff appearance. And I think Jim Harbaugh could flip this team into an actual contender and contend with the LA Rams, because right now, the LA Rams could potentially take over LA, and then you have the Chargers as the Clippers. By the way, they should have never left San Diego. I'm just going to put that out there. But with that being said, Chargers, I'm going to do a bunch of team breakdowns, but this is just another rant about the Chargers. I feel so bad for Justin Herbert because he did everything he could, and the Chargers are just not there yet when they should be. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Let me know what players I should do draft breakdowns for. Let me know what teams you want me to break down, and I will be doing these kind of quicker videos throughout the school year as school's about to start up, and I can't be able to do these in-depth breakdown videos, but these quick little rant videos I will be producing as much as I can. And please leave a sub and a like if you like what my content is, and go follow the TikTok, the Twitter. I post on there relatively consistent. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.